So I'm sure you guys have already heard, but The Rock is set to appear on tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Now, when I first heard about the news, the first thing I wanted to do, and I hate to do this, I was going to block all of my friends, okay? Because they know I don't care about spoilers. I don't care about any rumors that could potentially ruin a surprise on the show. I don't care about that stuff. But come to find out, guys, everybody posted it. And I love my friends. I wouldn't do that. So Triple H posted it. WWE official pages posted it. The Rock posted it. My mama posted it. My mom didn't post it. But it was everywhere. So that shows that the WWE doesn't care that people knew about it ahead of time, that it wasn't meant to be a surprise, even though that would have been cool for the people in attendance to get this random, wild Rock showing while they're watching the show. That would have been great for them. But for business purposes, it makes sense to announce this ahead of time to get more people to watch SmackDown and get a ratings boost, because whether you like it or not, The Rock is a ratings draw. And end of the day, point blank, period. It is what it is. But even then, I wasn't that excited about it. I love seeing The Rock on TV. He is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But if he's going to come back, not as The Rock, if he's going to come back as Dwayne Johnson, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about seeing it. The Dwayne Johnson we got on the Raw premiere on Netflix, the Dwayne Johnson that we got on NXT following that Netflix premiere, I don't want to see that no more. That is cool. That's The Rock I want to meet in person, but that's not The Rock I want to see on my screen. But when I saw the graphic and it said the final boss will return on SmackDown, that's when I got geeked up. That's when I got hyped, because the final boss, heel Rock, historically has been always been the best version of The Rock. And we need to figure out what's going on here. And now when he's coming back as the final boss, it's interesting to find out what implications is it going to have on tonight's episode of SmackDown on Elimination Chamber, and what it can affect on WrestleMania. So first and foremost, let's just start up talking about what it affects on SmackDown tonight. So I saw in the reports that unfortunately, because The Rock is coming back, Liv Morgan and Naomi's match is going to get scrapped. Right? And it's sad, because anytime any women get an opportunity to be on TV, it's great for them. And for them to just instantly get it scrapped just because of that, it's kind of messed up. But the other part of me is like, you know what? This storyline of the who did it type of situation doesn't necessarily require this match, because honestly, I'm confused about what's happening here, because if Liv and Raquel are the people who did it, I don't think they are. But to commit attempted murder and then all of a sudden get these matches and get a title match next Monday, it don't make sense to me at all. But besides that, I would love to see Naomi and Liv have a one-on-one match. Naomi has gotten better since she went to TNA and came back. She had some hiccups here and there, but she's gotten a lot better. And Liv Morgan, she has gotten way better in the last couple of years in the ring. So I would have loved to see that match. I would have rather them scratch off another match as opposed to this one, but that's just my personal opinion. And as far as the storylines go, this is obviously going to have some implications on the six-man tag match that Nick Aldis announced the other day, which is a six-man tag match between Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa versus Damian Priest, Braun Strowman, and the Super Saiyan Pastor, Cody Rhodes. So, of course, The Rock is coming back. You got the Bloodline 2.0 in there. You got Cody Rhodes, which The Rock still has to circle back around to that whole situation. So, of course, he's going to come out at the end of the match. And there's 3 ways that they can go with this, okay? I'm thinking in all 3 scenarios, Solo Sikoa is going to take the pin. Either way, I think that's what he's there for. He's going to take the pin. So after he takes the pin, The Rock is either going to completely kick Solo Sikoa out the group, because, losing has consequences, which is something I thought would have happened maybe at Main Event last year before we knew what the card was. I thought that would be a perfect thing to happen there, and then crown Jacob Fatu as the leader. The other thing is, he doesn't kick Solo Sikoa out of the group, but he tells him to stand down, and then Jacob Fatu becomes the leader of the Bloodline 2.0, and then Solo Sikoa has to be his right-hand man, which Solo isn't going to like, but that's perfect to happen now, because if they're going to build up a match between Solo and Jacob, the envy of Solo Sikoa can spill into that entire situation. Or they can give us a swerve, right? And the reason why this swerve would work is based upon what it seems like they're trying to do with Jacob Fatu, and because of The Rock. Because if The Rock demotes Solo Sikoa, The Rock is supposed to be this person, this final boss that people do not like. They detest, right? And Solo Sikoa is another person that they really legitimately hate this guy. So if The Rock demotes him, the fans are going to like that. But I think what the final boss gimmick is for him to do whatever he wants and to upset the crowd. So what I think could possibly happen here is, because Solo Sikoa left, and came back, he probably could have had some type of conversation with The Rock, came back, and then now him and Tama Tonga can attack Jacob Fatu and get him out of the group. That could possibly be what happened. And that would give a babyface boost to Jacob Fatu because he can honestly be by himself. And then that can build up to the feud between the two of them. And then you can have Solo versus Jacob at WrestleMania. And then Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, they should just move him over to Monday Night Raw. They should just do that at the end of the day. But that can lead up that match with him and Jacob Fatu, unless they want to continue the feud and have Solo cheat to win at WrestleMania or get over at WrestleMania. You know, a lot of people would hate that because Jacob Fatu is a rising star. Everybody knows he's going to be a fantastic champion in the future. So I think they can do that if they wanted to swerve us. But I think The Rock obviously is going to have some implications at the end of the show, right? Unless he has some type of back and forth with Cody Rhodes. And you know, it's going to be interesting to see if the Roman Reigns even shows up tonight. And if he does, will this show us the issues that The Rock and Roman Reigns have against one another and show that, you know, split between the two? And maybe that'll lead up to the triple threat at WrestleMania. Now, speaking of the triple threat at WrestleMania, if they're going to do that, then that means that Roman Reigns has to win an Elimination Chamber, which isn't a problem to me. And then The Rock could just insert himself into the match because he is the final boss. He can make the choices that he want to make. So that can make Roman Rock versus Cody at WrestleMania to where The Rock doesn't have to have a one-on-one match and, you know, do as much in the ring because he got other people in the ring to rely on. And that will make a lot of sense. And for me, I would love to see CM Punk win that match at Elimination Chamber, but I still feel like that him versus Seth Rollins has to happen at WrestleMania. I mean, this feud has already been bubbling up since his return. Even off, you know, camera where Seth Rollins would call him the cancer of wrestling and things like that. So it would make sense just for them to finish that feud here at WrestleMania. I think the whole back and forth between Roman and Seth Rollins and CM Punk at Royal Rumble was because maybe WWE didn't know for sure, or they wasn't knowing, and they had something pending with The Rock, so they had to have these loose ends in the Royal Rumble in case, you know, if The Rock does come back, then they can move Roman on to what happens with The Rock. If he didn't come back, then you can have Roman versus Seth Rollins. So I think they did that to kind of leave the ends loose, right? So they can pick whatever way that they want to go with the whole entire storyline. But at the end of the day, it's going to be exciting. I hope to see him cook the whole entire arena, because if they're removing a match, that means whatever they're trying to do with The Rock tonight isn't going to be a 3-second thing. It's going to be pretty extensive, right? Unless they're just like, hey, give him a mic and just let him talk. Because I don't think he's going to come out like he did at a Bad Blood, where he just threw up 3 fingers. Maybe the 3 fingers does mean a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Maybe that's the hand signal, right? So it's going to be very interesting to see. But what do you guys think? Are you guys excited about The Rock showing up tonight? Do you think the match being removed in Naomi and Liv Morgan is very disappointing to you? What do you think this is going to lead up to at Elimination Chamber at WrestleMania? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We got SmackDown live tonight with the Flex Zone podcast. Check us out. We watch SmackDown. We talk about every and anything in the world of pop culture and in wrestling. So come join us. Let's have some fun. Salute. Peace. Have a great day.